You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast with your host, Safan. Transmission will commence momentarily.
Hello, guys. Thank you for listening to the HighlyEvolvedPodcast. I'm your host, Safan. You can find me in social media, on Twitter, and gab.ai. Let's start the show. In this episode, I want to talk to you about what the news aren't reporting to you about the borders, the situation in Mexico's southern borders, especially, all right? This is an article that I got from Mexico News Daily. I'll put the link in the description below. But I want to read this out to you guys. All right. Okay. A wave of immigrants from Haiti, Africa, Asia appeared in Chiapas. They are applying for transit visa in order to travel to the U.S. borders Tuesday, March 12, 2019. All right. It goes on. Central America. Let me see it. Central America are not the only migrants entering Mexico at the southern border. More than 500 African, Asian, Haitian have also arrived recently in Chiapas, Mexico. If you don't know what Chiapas is, it's right by the border, the southern border of Mexico. Migrants from Congo, Cameroon, Angola, Sonarga, I can't pronounce some of these countries. Sonarga, Sierra Leone, Uganda, Nepal, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Haiti crosses into the Mexican from Guatemala in the final days of February. In the last week of March, according to the report, a newspaper, El Universo. Okay. And the article goes on saying that migrants voluntarily report to their entry to immigration authorities and request their transit visa that will allow them to legally continue their journey to the United States southern borders, where they plan to seek asylum. See? It's not just Hispanics. It's not just Guatemalans, El Salvador, Hondurans. It's all these countries, Africans, Asia, all right? But let's go on. Let's continue with the article. Okay. As they wait for their visa to be processed, most immigrants are staying at National Immigration Institute, the INM facility in Tapachula, where some of these claims have been discriminated. Let me reread that. In Tapachula, where some of these claims have been discriminated against because of their color of their skin. There's a lot of discrimination in Mexico. A lot of discrimination. The white eat first, and once the day we get a little that's left over, a group of migrants told El Universo. That's what happened. They're being discriminated by other Mexicans. All right? That's crazy. But let's continue on with the article. They also said they have to sleep on the floor or in the bathroom areas for the shelter, and that they are involuntarily hoses down every morning with cold water. What the heck, right? That's crazy. See, Mexican people or Hispanic, they also discriminate, all right? These people are left in the back burner. For people who are not aware, there are actual black Mexican, black Hispanic out there, but they're getting discriminated worse than black over here. All right, they frown upon in Mexico. All right, the black Mexicans, they frown upon. But let's go on. Let's continue. All right. In addition, the migrants claim that Central Americans stay at the same facility, smoke cigarettes and marijuana inside the facility. However, some of the migrants, including pregnant women and children, say they haven't been allowed into the immigration facility and have instead been forced to sleep outside the concrete floor. Around 200 migrants from Africa country and Haiti claim that they have also been prevented from requesting 20 days transit visa that will allow them to continue on their journey north. Without money to pay for the alternative accommodation, the migrants are forced to wait in front of the facility in temperature that could rise up to 40 degrees Celsius. African migrants said they flew from their country of origin to South America before continuing on to Mexico's southern borders via Central America. See, the Africans said they flew over to Central America or South America, right? And continue. This shows you how lack of structure these countries are in South America. Anybody could fly through these countries and cross them. It shows how low and no structure these people are, right? And we want them in America. They don't have no civility. All right, but let's continue on. And many say they're attacked by criminals, police during their journey and spent their money on people smugglers, transportation, accommodation, and food. End of article. All right. Now let me put my 2 cents on this. They flew. See, people like to deny. This is what the news aren't telling you, right? This is what mainstream news aren't telling you. They only put the face of Hispanic people, meaning light tone Hispanics, right? That's coming through the borders. But they never showed the blacks, Chinese, Asians that's coming through this as well. It's a big back door. The southern border is a big open back door, right? That needs to be shut down. Because if we don't shut it down, these things could happen. Look, they're even fighting the southern border to come in through Mexico, right? It shows you how vulnerable the system is, right? Look how if people from Africa just fly into South America, imagine how their structure is in that country, right? And these people they don't value boundaries. They just come through. If they don't value boundaries, what makes you think they value our boundaries, our rules of law? If they don't follow these country rules of law, what makes you think they follow our rules of law? All right. Not only that, they're unwilling to assimilate. Recently, in an article I read today, Obama had been pushing that you have to have some kind of assimilations, learn the language at least. And people say, oh, that's betraying to their culture. You know what? If you're leaving your country, you're betraying your culture regardless, all right? If you are leaving your country of origins, your country of origins to another country, isn't that the same as betraying as well? And they try. I'm not getting Obama's side here, but this is one thing I agree with him. You have to assimilate, all right? You have to assimilate. And Obama just made it out in public. You have to have some kind of assimilations, all right? And people are turning against Obama, saying, "Hey, that's betraying the country of origin." Like, regardless, bro, if you can come to another country, you're already betraying your country by leaving for another country. That's end of discussion, end of argument. Basically, how do you argue against that? You can't argue against that. Once you leave your foreign nation, you're betraying that. You're coming to America, and how the hell are you gonna try become an American citizen without siding with Americans? All right, you want to come here, you have to show some kind of willingness to want to be in the country. All right, that's including assimilation. It shows you that you want to be Americans. All right, and these people are flying from other countries into the southern border. This shows how weak Mexico immigration law. They got a strong immigration law. It shows you how weak the structure is right now. They're intentionally trying to push it to the border. All right, and Trump this weekend went to see the borders in Southern California. In Cali, I can't say it. Cali, Mexico. Calexo. I can't say it, but you know what I'm talking about. All right. Not people know this, but in Calexo, there's actual Asian community. They have Asian Chinese community, right? Because during the railroad, when Mexico lost the land, some of the Chinese just stay down there and they just populate over there in Calexico. And there's a thriving Asian community down there. It's not just Hispanics. That's what the media This is what the media are not portraying Mexico or any Latin country. It's not just Hispanics that live in Mexico. It's Asian people, white people, black people, right? And apparently blacks are getting the short end of the stick because they've been treated worse than they are up here, all right? Blacks, let's live in America. You guys have it good, all right? You think you guys have it bad, but not really. Compared to other blacks in other places, you guys are having way better, right? The thing is, the media don't want to show this because they want to play out. They want to use the Hispanic people, the light-skinned Hispanic. They want to use them as props That's what they're not reporting this on TV. I'm here. I'm here to inform you guys that this thing is happening. All right, there's African American Haitis are flying to South America and trying to get their visa across the Mexico into our borders, into America border. That's their plan right there. All right, their plan is to penetrate Mexico and go to America. That's what it is. I just named the country for you. Let's repeat the country. What country is it again? For people who weren't listening. All right, let's see. Where is this country? All right, let's name this country: Congo, Cameroon, Angola, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Uganda, Nepal, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Haiti, cross Mexico. They're actually catching them too. These are the one that's on the southern border. That's the one that came late. But that's not including the one that's already here. There's already black people on the caravans, all right, that speak African. They're in the caravans, and they're making their way up here. News aren't telling you this, guys. News aren't telling you this, and I'm here to inform you guys, all right? But what do you guys think about this? It's ridiculous. That's why I'm a strong proponent of the wall. And if people think the wall is racist, no, the wall is not racist. Would you bang a whore without a condom? You wouldn't, all right? And some of you guys say, I wouldn't bang a whore in the beginning. I'm just using it as an analogy, all right? Would you? Let me use that as an analogy. Would you go skydiving without a parachute? That's a protection from you getting splat on the ground, all right? That's what the wall's for protection, is armor. Would you go war without wearing armor? Would you duel without wearing armor? Would you play football without wearing a helmet? It's protection. It's protection from all these intruders, right? All these bad people, bad hombres, all right? But yeah, that's what's going on. I'm here to inform you guys what's going on in this other country, and they're not telling you this, all right? They're still down there, and they're getting discriminated against, and they're furious, and they want. I'm not sympathizing with them. I don't want them here. All right? Yeah, it's a sad story, but you guys shouldn't be doing this. If you want to come in here, you go to your local embassy and apply and come in the right way. Jesus Christ, guys. All right? And the news, I'm here to show you how bad the news is, how fake the news is. They're not reporting you on the fact. I have to get this from Mexico News Daily. All right? Not too many people read this. But I'll link an article in the below if you want to read this. But let me know what you think. Do people still believe that it's only Hispanic crossing the southern borders? All right. What do you think that Chinese, blacks are crossing the border as well? How's your feeling? Leave a comment below, guys. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm doing this for the love of it. You can support me by hitting subscribe right here. And follow me on Twitter and get.ai if you want to support me. And I'm not looking for a handout. I'm just here to report the news, guys. But let me know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe. And on that note, guys, I'll see you again. Thank you for listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. Peace.